Well, there are a number of lawsuits pending across the country involving the right pro-femur hip replacement. Now, these lawsuits all make similar allegations that patients experience problems when a piece broke inside after implant. Attorney Jim Higgins with the Higgins Firm recently stopped by our studio to talk about these cases and explain what to do if you're having problems after a hip replacement. All right, Jim, a lot of these are out there. Tell us about these recent hip replacement cases. What's going on with these?
Sure. Well, you know, we've talked about, we've had several different kind of defective hip cases that our office has pursued and still pursuing. And one we're looking at right now is, it's called a right pro-femur Z. And this was a hip that was made that was supposed to be people with a little more active lifestyle. It's put together outside and then when it's placed in the hip. But the problems that appear to be arising is the what we call the neck of it can fret or fracture. And so we have clients that have had this happen when they've had this hip, and you know, they've got to go through this whole process again. I mean, it's really a hard event to go through. So there's thousands of these out there. We're looking at several of the cases along with some other hip cases. So hopefully if you have this hip, you don't have any of those problems, but it's something that you need to be aware of.
Definitely. Now, if someone is experiencing these types of problems, how do they find out if, you know, that is the cause?
Sure. Well, you know, with these, the first thing you do is don't panic. You know, a lot of times when people call me, they'll say, oh, I had a hip replacement, and they don't even know what kind it was, and because this manufacturer makes a lot of different ones, as do the other manufacturers. So first thing is just talk to your doctor, and don't worry. A lot of times people will have these and never have any problems. However, if you're, in this case, what our clients are having is some extra pain and stiffness, more than normal, go to your orthopedic, whoever did it, talk to them about it, ask them what kind of hip it is, see if they believe it's one that's related to any problems. And if they're not sure, or if they think it is, then they just call our office. And if they have a claim, we'll help them pursue that claim, get the cost of having to do a revision, lost wages, and you know, the pain and suffering of going through that. And I'll tell you, to me, you know, we do a lot of serious injury cases, and the pain, the suffering involved with these, it's pretty extraordinary because it is such a big decision to have your hip replaced to start with.
It's huge, and
yes.
it's such a difficult time. You guys really make it easier for them, work through that with them. And I know you work with a lot of other hip problems, cases, things like that. What else do you see?
Well, no, they're all different reasons. We do a lot of what we call metal-on-metal hip cases, and that is the way that they were manufactured. There was some Stryker, Dupuy made a couple of them. So there's several different ones. So if you're having these problems after you've had a revision or a hip replacement, you're welcome just to call us. We can usually tell pretty quick whether you have a claim or whether you don't.
All right, you guys make it easy. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 1-800-705-2121 or go to thehigginsfirm.com.